What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And this is not
Not
another
another damn
podcast
podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
So 278.
278.
Know you heard my little stumble right there. I almost said not another damn Bears podcast because the Bears actually won that whack ass game against Houston.
See my face. It's better to be lucky to be good.
I posted on my social media. Hey, it wasn't pretty, but a win is a win. That's what I posted about it.
And I posted it's better to be lucky than to be good. So yikes. Yikes is all I gotta say about that.
Justin Fields threw 2 interceptions in that game. Is like, yeah, it wasn't good at all. But
defense did their thing.
Yeah, held theirs.
And then they ran the ball. Like running did work. When they ran the ball, the running, like they did their thing. But when he was throwing, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. But good to see Lovey out. You know, I mean, I know that he was on the other side, but I mean, we still have a special place for Lovey.
Yeah, Lovey's still in the house here. That's what it said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he was here all that time. It makes sense that he would have keep his house.
Mm-hmm.
He posted the team like 8-9 seasons. He was here for a while.
Yeah. And then he was in Champaign for a little bit.
5 years there. I don't know. Yeah, he was dead. He was football coach for the Illini football coach for about 5 years, and was a Bears coach for like almost a decade. So yeah.
Yeah. So we have a special place for Lovey. We have a special, you know.
Montgomery got hurt too, like running back. That was nasty. Yeah. You know, they had their running game still was solid, but their main running back is out with knee and ankle injury. I don't know how serious it is. He didn't return. I know that.
He didn't return, yeah. Because I heard when they were saying that he probably won't return. I heard when they were giving the updates, I was like,
other than the Bears, pretty good weekend, kid.
Yeah.
Want to talk about yours, or should I talk about my weekend?
You can go first.
Okay, yeah. Me and the lady went and checked out The Woman King.
Okay.
Been a lot of talk about that movie in the media, and just on social media and Black Twitter and everywhere.
Yeah, I've been seeing it.
I gotta check it out. I was like, anytime something gets that much, like it's on both sides.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I think I want to check this movie out. Yeah, there's a lot of attention given to it. So like, before I talk about it, I let me see the movie, because I hate when people like give their opinion about some shit you ain't even seen. It's like, hey,
I heard.
Let me see and talk about it. But yeah, it was it was very interesting is what I say to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a history nerd, you know me, yeah. Like
I know you're a historian. You're a historian.
I've always been like that, even as a kid. Like I wasn't the most scholastic student in the world, to say the least, but I always loved history. That was always my strongest class, was history. Yeah, like social studies, all of that history.
You were good with geography too. Like you could do like
social studies. Yeah,
yeah, you could find
social studies in general. I was just always.
Yeah. You were always good with that. Always, yeah.
And it basically it shows the slave trade, the African side of it. That's what the movie is made. Yeah. It's like because the slave trade, it wasn't like I'll just white people showed up with nets throwing them over black people. No, these black kings, like they were selling, like they had conquered other villages and those the prisoners off as slaves. That's what the slave trade, and that's how they said we had African kings and queens. Like, but guess how they made their money? By selling slaves. That's how these African kings and queens made their money, and that showed that side of it. Basically, was the Viola Davis's character. She was like she led like they were like soldiers, like warriors, like they were like it was kind of like Black Panther. Yeah, we had the women,
the women, like the badass women,
the fighters were going like to get their people that had been captured by another tribe.
By another tribe, okay.
Get them to free them before they got sold off to
they got sold in the slave. Okay.
Yeah, that's what so it showed all of that. Very interesting.
I want to see it. Yeah, so because you know me, I love Viola
I'm not gonna
Davis.
give super spoilers, but I was like, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a good.
You
That's a
hear a
good
lot
base.
about
Yeah.
slavery, like the African side of slavery. You don't hear a lot about
Mm-hmm.
that. How what went on in Africa. You didn't hear, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's a very interesting movie as far as, and I won't give spoilers, and people had a lot to say on both sides. The lady enjoyed it a lot because she went to Africa.
Right, because I remember she went to Ghana. Yeah.
Ghana, yeah. So she was pointing out stuff that so it's like she knew stuff that I wouldn't have done because I've been because like
I got her keychain that she gave me. I was like, thank you. I got my keychain that she gave to me.
she was like, yeah, that's the slave castle right here. That's where they auction the slave. And then the very next scene, they showed them auctioning. I was like, oh yeah, so you would know that because you've been there.
Yeah, because Ghana is that's why they say a lot of us have Ghana blood because like that was where
the last frontier kind of because it's right there on the water. So right there, like the slave ships will be right there. So like you were bored from there in Ghana. So that's why a lot of it originated there because it's right there on the water.
I said a lot of us probably have Ghana roots and not so much other. Like, I mean, I know like everybody wants to be Egyptian and stuff like that, but
money may, huh?
Because Egyptian is just, you got, just Egyptian, the pyramids, the Sphinx. Like you got like a lot of cool, like it's a lot of cool stuff like that Egypt has. So I mean, I get why,
Rest in peace to the snack man, yeah.
Yeah.
93rd Street legend, Mayhaw's dad, yeah. We used to go to his store on 93rd and Chappelle, yeah.
Chappelle, yeah, 93rd Chappelle, yeah.
Went there a lot as a kid, yeah. So and they were Egyptian, yeah. The ones that owned that store, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I might check it out. Like I have an anniversary coming up, so I think maybe that might be something that we might go see.
Night at the movies.
We might go see that. Yeah. I said, because I've done a pretty good job avoiding like people. I mean, I know like I've heard like the criticisms on both sides. I've heard that's
just based on a true story, so you're not gonna get like it's not spoilers.
100%.
Because so you're gonna know some of the story because it's based on a true story. But I didn't get. There's a lot of details that I didn't get till I saw the movie. I said, let me see the movie before I just jump on anybody's bandwagon.
Jump on it, yeah.
The movie, yeah.
And there's a key word, it's based on a true story. So obviously some stuff is sensationalized for Hollywood because Hollywood wants to make money and they want to make stuff look interesting.
And they want to tell their story too. Like they want to like a lot of stuff I'm sure was left out too, which is what the criticism was. But it's like it's not most biopics or just true stories are gonna have some inaccuracies. Like like some of the best ones, yeah. It's like Casino. That's one of my favorites as far as that was based on like the Chicago Mafia. Yeah, but it's a lot of stuff that really happened like that wasn't shown in that movie. They even in Chicago. I guess they didn't want to piss off the wise guys. It's like we say like back home is what they.
Well, we knew. Because I mean, we know how Chicago was found. We know what Chicago was found on.
What says he didn't want to smoke? That's all that was.
He didn't want that because home,
I'm not gonna say Chicago in case those guys come after me. I never said Chicago.
We know what Chicago Al Capone. We know it's Chicago. We know it's Chicago what we were rooting on. We know that.
Basically,
Chicago. We know
that what's the name? Joe Pesci's character and all of them, they were like from the Chicago Mafia. That's basically they just never said Chicago in that.
Just never said.
So like certain stuff is omitted. Like I said, like that's an example like that. It's certain and almost.
And then like in Malcolm X, like Shorty wasn't a real person. He was like a combination of like several people that he knew. It wasn't
I think Baines was fictional too. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I think Baines was like a composite of like multiple Muslims that Malcolm had met along the way.
Yeah.
I think Baines and Shorty were both made up for the movie.
Both composites, yeah.
Like Rosewood, man, like Ving Rhames' character wasn't real. Like, just
wasn't real
superhero. He was almost a superhero. The character,
yeah, he was.
But the real story is way sadder.
It's way darker, yeah.
So that's why we need a hero for this. So
we need a hero.
Like that's what. So they just made this badass superhero like motherfucker up for the movie.
And Sylvester lived.
Yeah.
Because in the real, really, he didn't.
Yeah, they die in the house. Like when they burn the house, he dies there. Like when his mother died and all of them. Like Sylvester in real life dies during the shootout.
During the shootout, he's the one who gets shot and dies. Not Big Baby.
Yeah.
And the movie was
and his mom did get shot in real life too, but Sylvester also gets shot. They all get killed. They all get killed in that house, basically. Yeah.
So I mean, but that's much sadder and much darker. And
for a movie, you're gonna change a lot of stuff.
You want to change some things up. So
pretty sure David Ruffin never said, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis." I'm pretty sure that line probably
that was just Leon. That was totally ad lib. That was Leon. That was Leon doing.
I would love to ask Leon that. Like, was that an ad lib or was that?
It was. I read somewhere that he said it was.
I know he was on Breakfast Club. I don't remember if they asked him about that though, because Leon was on Breakfast Club.
Well, it did make an iconic line. That
probably the most famous line from that movie.
That people we still quote to this day.
Leon said that it's like his kids that weren't even born when that biopic came out. When that series,
it was like the late 90s when it came out. So
it was like the mid to late 90s when it came out.
97, came out like.
If you like in your 20s now, you saying nobody coming to see you. You weren't even born. You wasn't
even born yet. Who's Otis? What am I talking about?
they know that line because it was so iconic. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Like Meg Thee Stallion said this shit and thought shit.
Yeah.
Man, nobody come see you,
Otis. Nobody come to see you, Otis.
Yeah. It's like
people just quote. That's just a quotable line. That's just a random line that we just say that.
Even if you don't get where it came from, it
may or may not be in context for what you're talking about, but it's just a good line just to spit out randomly. It just is.
Yeah, definitely. So, how was your weekend? I went on about my.
Oh, it's all good. We had a good weekend. Like I said, we went for a surprise party for one of Marcus's coworkers who's actually about to leave next month. So it was like a surprise party for her. And then, so she was like, she couldn't believe it. Like she was totally caught, off guard for her.
I like how we got you on your birthday.
Yeah. So I mean, we just been kind of just chilling, doing that. Enjoyed a little bit of kid-free stuff, a little bit. It was an adults party, so no children.
I didn't know that. Yeah, no kids.
Yeah, like leave them kids at home. Like we got a babysitter. Okay, well we got coverage. So no kids. It's like you gotta tell me no kids. They ain't coming. I'm not that parent who's gonna be like, well, you need to know. I understand some stuff is adult things, and just let me know, and I won't bring my kids. I won't. But overall, just enjoying the new fall weather, I guess, because summer just said I'm over because I heard my radiators kick on again the other day. The radiators were going.
What got me is I work overnights. Obviously, I'm the overnight goat. God damn it! But what I did, I was going out. No, I had a t-shirt on during the day, so went in the house. Got me a little cat nap or whatever before showtime, and then when I came back out, I had to go back in and put a hoodie on.
Hoodie season.
Probably was either in the 50s, maybe maybe it might have been close to the upper 40s. That's how cold it was going out that particular day. I was like, let me go put a hoodie. I was like, walked out with a t-shirt on. I was like, nah, homie.
You're like, well.
I had to go back in the house and change, because that wind hit me when I walked out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I heard the radio, I heard the, and I was like, okay. I was like, I know that it's probably like not even 60 degrees outside. So, yeah. But I mean, I welcome fall. That means it's almost time for Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah, Charlie Brown season. I say the trilogy. The Great Pumpkin, Happy Thanksgiving, and Merry Christmas. That's the trilogy. That's your trilogy.
I do have a Charlie Brown book, The Great Pumpkin, because I found that book at Sam's Club, and it's actually like the book of like the cartoon, and then it has like the sound effects and like you can hit the buttons.
I was like a flip book or something like that.
Yeah, and it says "I got a rock," like it has that sound effect. I got a rock. So I mean, it's Charlie Brown time. So
savage ass adults to give Charlie Brown every house gave him rocks. All he got him some savage ass.
I got a candy apple. I got some so-and-so.
Yeah, I got a rock.
I got a rock. Even Pigman got candy apple. Charlie.
Even his sister Sally got not Sally.
Linus got candy.
Say, yeah, my stupid brother is in the pumpkin patch. Like, give me a couple of pieces for him. Like, he got candy. He even go trick or treating. He was sitting in the pumpkin
my
patch.
block hair brother.
Yeah. He's sitting in the pumpkin patch. Throw a couple of pieces in for him. Yeah.
I got a rock.
Sally didn't get like she wanted restitution because
restitution. we looked at the word restitution to find out what that meant.
Brown's little sister.
We like, what is restitution? What does that mean?
I spent all night sitting in a pumpkin patch. I didn't get trick or treat. I want restitution. We way early for that. It's not even October yet, so let's put that on the shelf for now. Let's get back to the current bullshit. Yeah, bring it back in. Ime Udoka. So we gonna
speaking of bullshit. That was a great segue into the bullshit.
Ime Udoka. We're gonna talk about Ime Udoka, Adam Levine, and Brett Favre. Somehow these stories are all tied together somehow, even though they have nothing to do with each other. But
and it's tricks and treats and all of this. It's tricks definitely in this.
Yeah.
Lots of tricks and some treats. Brett Favre.
More tricks than anything.
More tricks than anything.
Maybe that's what we call it, tricks and trickery.
Tricks and trickery. I like it.
Yeah, tricks and then trickery. Brett Favre. Yeah, the tricks and trickery.
I like it.
I don't know what we're talking about. Ime Udoka, Boston Celtics head coach, suspended for the entire upcoming NBA season for having an inappropriate consensual relationship.
And because like when I saw the inappropriate consensual, I'm like, those are two words I had to could like be in the same sentence.
It's what I've been seeing a lot. Shout out Marcus Chapman said it along with a bunch of other people on my timeline. Xavier said it as well. So it's consensual until it's not, which I agree. It's like these relationships are consensual until they're not.
Until they're not, yeah.
It was consensual until it was not. Yeah. But
and also the interesting thing for people who don't know Ime Udoka as being the head coach of the former head coach, he's not fired yet, but the suspended head coach of the Celtics.
I know what you're gonna say. He played for the Spurs, right? Or what else?
Well, he did play for the Spurs. He did play for the Spurs, but most notably,
no, that's not what you were gonna say. I'm just trolling right now.
I know. Most notably in the hood, he's engaged to actress and Black legend Nia Long. That's the Black community loves Nia Long.
There's a child with us.
Who they share a 10-year-old child. They have a 10-year-old son. And they've been engaged since 2015. I want to say they've been engaged. Because neither one of them, marriage is not on the forefront of there. And everybody, like I, as a person who is married, everybody should not get married. I will say that. Marriage is not for everybody. It's not.
You may definitely don't need to be married.
It's not for everybody. Like
Udoka definitely don't need to be married after this.
Like I would tell people that as a married person, I will tell you that it is not for everybody. If you're not willing to go through just know.
Especially Ime Udoka.
Yeah. So the shit hit the fan basically. What was this? Maybe Thursday-ish around that time.
I'm pulling up my details because there's a lot. Go ahead.
I want to say it was around Wednesday or Thursday when the bombshell.
Lots to unpack with this tricks and trickery right here.
When it dropped, like it's like because Marcus was like, Ime out here cheating. That's exactly how that's how Marcus. Ime out here cheating. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Ime busted. He was cheating. And then we was trying to find the story. We was like, okay, we was like, where's the story? And then we started looking, like, oh shit. Like, so it appears that the person that he had the inappropriate consensual affair with
made his travel arrangements and Nia Long's as well. So saying there's somebody affiliated with the Celtics, somebody involved with travel is what they're
they were involved with the Celtics organization. They were part of the organization, and it looks like
talk about that in a sec. I'm gonna let you finish though. Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like they were like you said they were part of like the travel
involved with travel. It said It organized travel for Nia Long as well too. So which that's some why you like doing shit for his we were gonna say doing shit for his almost wife and shit. His baby mama. I don't know what we call her and shit. Like,
partner is the correct word to use here, or fiance, because she was engaged. Or, I don't know if they're still engaged. But,
I'm going with baby mom.
Partner, I think that partner would suffice. That's like the Wikipedia terminology for unmarried. They say partner.
But
so like the partner.
Back Twitter is baby mama
though. She was doing the travel arranger. That's crazy as hell. Like she was a friend of mine. She slept with my man. That's some Kelly Price shit right there. That's like, how do we have a how do you have like they were at least cordial, even if they weren't friends per se. You were at least cordial with this woman, and then you were
yeah, shit, yeah, we know that. Yeah.
The fuck, like that's that, and you know that's her. It's not like you didn't know we was together, because some people try to run I didn't know you guys were. You knew we have a child. You knew we were together.
Yeah, fucking long. It's not like you didn't know who she was either.
Like, you know that we're together and we have a child. Like how? Like wow. So this is even getting even messier. So it's like, my thing is now, what was you thinking, Ime? I mean, thinking with the wrong head for real. Like, what was you thinking? Like, you really, and I'm not even going on the fact, I know like the people that keep on clowning and trolling him are the ones that are like, how you cheat on Nia Long? How you cheat on Nia? I know like the people like, I'm not even going there, because
you have the meme that comes up that said, well, Beyonce was cheated on. Halle Berry was cheated on. It's like,
I'll add another one to the list that wasn't on that list. Jennifer Lopez was cheated on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she was.
Like, we can go there all night. Yeah.
Beautiful, successful women who seemingly on the surface seem perfect, because Nia Long has always been Nia Long in a cherry thong. Chicks I cheated on, couldn't keep it at home. Thought Nia Long. Kanye had her in his video. Like in the black group or whatever, Nia Long is viewed as the it girl. Like she's always been it's like since the 90s, since she first came on the scene. Nia's been an it girl.
Yeah, 30 years ago.
She's an it girl. Like at some point, Nia Long was like, I would venture to say Nia Long was probably most males' crushes, most black males' crushes.
One at some point, yeah.
She was every black male's crushes at some point. I will go on a limb and say
not
that.
Me personally, but I know like as far as in general, she was number one at some point. I know.
Yeah.
Like I like Nia, she was never number one with me, but it's like she was definitely a lot of cats number one.
Yeah, she was. She was a crush. She was a big crush for a lot of guys. And like, how could you do that? But my thing is, if a guy wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. It has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with that, even down there. If a guy, if he wants to cheat,
watch Eddie Murphy Raw, he talked about that.
Thank you. I was about to say that. Like you could cook his meals every night. You could be making your own money. You could be beautiful. You could be screwing his brains out. You could be a great mother to his kids. And he still could cheat on you, even after giving all that. So let's stop with the whole like, how dare he cheat on Nia Long? How dare he? It's like my thing is
a lot of dudes saying that ain't getting done first of all. So, so anybody can be cheated on at any time.
Anybody can be cheated on at any time.
It is like, I'm not condoning shit because I'm not a cheater. I don't condone cheating, but anybody can be cheated on at any time.
Anybody can be.
Yeah, shit happens.
Anybody is capable of cheating. And that's the other side of it too. Anybody can be cheated on. Anybody is capable of cheating. However, it's how you move with it. Like, you don't, every little, hey there, every little woman that's out here throwing, no, I'm good. Like,
but there's a lot more to this story than what we.
It's 80-20, like he said in Tyler Perry. It's 80-20.
The fact that he's suspended for the entire season,
right? That's kind of like
then what's out there in the news. Right?
That's kind of like, yeah, like the entire season.
Because so like word he is at one point saying that it was some higher up's wife,
some executive's wife.
I don't know if that's what, because like the story I'm reading now is like saying travel, but I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know.
No one knows who this woman is. Nobody knows.
I don't like that either, because if why is her identity out?
Why is he being dragged through the mud and then she's not?
Yeah, we should at least the name should at least be put out
She
there.
gets to keep her anonymity, but meanwhile, Ime is getting dragged, and then even Nia is like, like I'm sure that like if I was her, I would just deactivate my social media because I just wouldn't want to even hear it. I would just deactivate if I was her because niggas is going to be in her DMs. I'm sorry about you. Really? Like, you really think I want to meet somebody right now? And I'm like, really?
I've been seeing clowns in my timeline. And you don't got us. You can't even pull a fucking like a prostitute on the corner and shit. So how you gonna pull a Nia Long? A crackhead on the exchange. You can't even pull that.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, what you talking about, dude? I'm sliding in the DM right now.
But I mean, if I was her, I would just deactivate right now because I just wouldn't want that type of, even if it is like positive stuff. I mean, I just wouldn't want my name just seeing my name.
Yeah, she probably is not checking her DMs if she's smart. Yeah, but it'd be good to just probably deactivate all of it.
Yeah, I would just deactivate me. So
I'm sure she probably hasn't even opened a single DM since this shit has happened.
This message, if you do hear our podcast, just deactivate your stuff. Like if you do hear it, like just deactivate.
Yeah, listen to this raggedy ass podcast. That'll be.
If you do, if you do, then if you do like it, follow us.
Hey, guest, get your side of the story. Breaking news.
I mean, from what they're saying that she was completely blindsided. That's what they said.
Okay, that's like the other story that's out.
They give another one.
People are like,
he got cheated on too. Sandra Bullock.
They really, you don't know what the parameters are. Like maybe she agreed. Like it was like
they had it open. People try to say that she knew about it.
People pushing that, yeah.
Which I do think that in some instances, I think that because, like I said, we're on the outside, so we don't know what goes on in Hollywood. We don't know what goes on.
That happens a lot, yeah.
It's a lot of couples I do believe that are together for business purposes. I do believe that.
Hollyweird is what they call it.
Yeah, and then after a while, and then especially after you've been with somebody for so long, do you really love this person anymore? Not really, but we've just become an image. We become an image, and this is what people, Black love, this is what people, Black excellence, Black love, this is what people,
yes.
If they had to, so we have to go on with the charade. But the thing is, hey, you live your life, I live my life. No DMs, no Insta, no, don't get caught. Just don't be stupid. Don't be stupid and don't embarrass me. But they said that she was completely blindsided. That's what the new report is saying, that she was blindsided by this, because they were saying that she wasn't even living in Boston at the time, like that she had just decided she was going to move like recently, and she was supposed to be going to find a house, and then she got here, and then this is what happened. So if that part of it is true, then I mean that just really sucks. That like okay, yeah, I'm gonna move to be closer with you now, and now it's like you come here, and then it's like, what?
He might not even be here.
Like what? Like wait, what?
I'd be surprised if he may ever coach the game again for them. How do you come back after this? It's like,
how can you come back after this?
Why didn't they just say he's fired, or even better, it's suspended indefinitely? The fact you said you put a date on it is like
suspended for the whole year.
You put it's kind of weird. It's like you could have just said suspended indefinitely. And like when things cool off, just quietly fire him.
Yeah.
Like
here's the thing. Here's our favorite word that they use for like the police: administrative leave. Just use that. They're on administrative leave while we're conducting an investigation. We know what administrative leave means. We know what that means. It means that we're gathering our evidence individually. Your ass is about to get fired. We just want to make sure that we have all of our T's crossed, all of our I's dotted before we fire, because obviously if you wrongfully terminate somebody, then that can be a lawsuit, and you want to make sure you do all your channels too before you fire somebody, because you want to cover yourself.
Suspended indefinitely, and then like next off season or something, just quietly fired to do this. That's what you were going to do.
And then it just comes across a ticker on NBA TV. Ime Udoka has resigned from the has been terminated from
his head coaching duties.
Has been relieved of his head coaching duties. You know how everybody runs a little crawls across the bottom.
Now the permanent head coach or whatever, instead of the interim coach, they're the permanent coach.
So that's just my thing.
course, the dumbest Negroes in human history online. And I do mean dumbest in the history of you. That's a lot of dumb niggas right there. It's like Stephen A. Charlemagne. It's like, yeah, it's I name names. So what about Brett Favre? The what about Brett Favre, girl?
Apples, oranges. Apples, oranges. Apples, oranges. Both fruits, but they're not the same.
And why is nobody talking about Brett Favre? It's like, but here's the thing with like Stephen A. Like, you gotta show asshole. Like, you talk about it. All I see is him talk about Ime Udoka, and this.
Right, you have a platform. You have a stage.
You do it. You talk about it. We talked about Brett Favre.
We talked about him last week.
Yeah, we talked about it. Hey, I can stand on mine. We talked about this.
So I said that he was out here while you out here, and then we said you took this money and they didn't even get the speeches.
Yeah, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. The bribe, he didn't even do what he was supposed to do.
He didn't even do it.
He took the bribe, didn't even follow through what he was supposed to do.
And then we say he was creepy. Now he's the creepy guy from There's Something About Mary. Now he's like his dad.
I said he should do some time. It's like, I don't know how much jail time, but I said, hey, he definitely should do some time over this shit.
And then I said that as punishment, I said as part of his punishment, I said he should have to work in the local office of the Medicaid. He should have to work in the DHS office in the local office. He should have to do that. That would be punishment right there, making him work in a local office. That would be real punishment. And dealing with real people who are receiving public assistance, having to actually qualify people and do that. He should have to do that, I think. But doing the what about Brett? Okay, what about Brett Favre? It's like
you have a platform.
You have a platform and you're not using it.
Charlemagne, you can give Donkey a day to Brett Favre every day if you want. It's like, you haven't though, because clearly you care about this other story more.
You care about, because it's Nia Long. That's why I said if it
wasn't, that's why this story is big. Is like, if this was even another coach accused of like smashing a staffer, it's like it wouldn't be as big. Like if this was Billy Donovan with the Bulls like smashing somebody.
No one knows Billy Donovan's wife.
It wouldn't be as big of a story. It would, like, in some sports circles, like you might get a little traction, but like the Nia Long reason is why it's big. It's like
this was Maya Williams.
Yeah, we even name other black coaches got trying to play.
The name of the black coach is Maya Williams.
Doc Rivers is like
Doc Rivers. No one knows his wife.
Yeah, if it was like some of the other black coaches, like if it was Jason Kidd, it's like, yeah, that might get, because Kidd definitely had some.
Kidd's had some scandal.
So yeah, that might get than Monty Williams or Doc or something. The Kid might get a little bit more traction, but if it's like, it was just like one of these other coaches, this story wouldn't be nearly as big. It's the Nia Long factor is why. That's why. The reason why it's bigger, and Brett Favre was getting some headlines. Like I said, we talked about it. The reason why we even know, like people say, like, how come nobody's talking about Favre? I say, how do you know about Brett Favre? I mean, somebody obviously talked about it because you know about the story. So first of all, you're full of shit by saying nobody is talking about it.
Yeah,
you're just mad because a bigger story bumped that story. That's like the news cycle's like constantly moving. It's like It's like probably next week we won't be talking about this shit anymore. Something else is gonna happen. It's like
it'd be something else that draws your attention away.
Like news stories, like days is like unless it's something that's going to linger, it got to be a huge story, like OJ back in the 90s, or George Floyd.
Something like that. It has to be.
Got to be a big story to like last. Otherwise, it's like, okay, you're gonna get your coverage and then on to the next. It's like that's how the news cycle works. Like Brett Favre, it got talked about a couple days and then all shit like this started happening, and then it bumped it from the headlines. Just like, but the dumbest was funny is like Charlemagne said on Breakfast Club, which I'm part of, but I'm gonna bury my Breakfast Club brethren right now. He said, well, my conspiracy theory about it is they just like they was so encouraged they didn't want to see the black man succeed as coach because he just led his team to the finals. So we got to get rid of his black hat because Boston is so racist. They got to get rid of the black coach. And I said, I'm gonna throw the names out there. We already said Doc Rivers. I'll say Casey Jones, Bill Russell. What do those three guys have in common?
Celtics.
Boston Celtics black coaches that won championships.
That won championships.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, like I said, and you got me over here defending the Celtics. You know shit's fucked up, and I'm like, I'm like, as far as teams like Celtics, like near the
We
bottom.
don't roll with the C's. We don't do the
Yeah,
C's.
going back to the Bird day, I was always like, fuck the Celtics. Going back even last year, I was rooting for Golden State. I was like, fuck Boston. So even then, it's like, I don't.
He was like, I like Tatum, but fuck the Celtics.
I said I like Tatum,
Tatum.
but fuck the Celtics. That's what I was on. I think I said it here. Yeah, I said like, Tatum's my guy, but fuck them.
But the Celtics.
So yeah, like I was definitely all day with Golden State last year. Like yeah, I don't rock with Boston at all. So you think I'm like, so for me to like say this is like that means what you said was really dumb. It's like I was like clearly like Boston has no problem hiring black head coaches.
They don't.
In the comments after on Charlamagne, don't get it. I was like, you say you clearly don't know history. It's like Boston, like they don't have a problem hiring black. They hired the
first.
first.
You don't have to go back that far. Like I said, Doc Rivers was there in 2008.
Yeah, we saw that. We watched the 08.
We saw Doc Rivers
and Paul Pierce. We watched.
Like maybe okay, maybe Bill Russell because that was so long ago. Maybe you might not know that.
Before all of us were born, and then maybe the Casey Jones. You might not know that was the 80s. So like
that was the 80s. So
watching there, like
me, pretty young in the 80s.
Reason why I remember that is because Celtics were always the bizarro team. Because like most of their players were white, but they had the black coach.
They had the black coach.
With most
Robert Parrish.
Like yeah, most teams the opposite. It's like they had most of the players were black, but had the white coach.
They had the
white
coach.
The Bulls had Doug Collins at that time when I started watching. Yeah, so
he ran out. Yeah,
they had the Collins. That was like when I started like the mid '80s. It's like when Collins was the Bulls coach. Right. But Casey Jones was the Celtics coach. He led that 86 Celtics team, which some say is the greatest team of all time. I'm not one of them. It's 96.
No, it's a 96.
Some say the 86 Celtics is the greatest team.
We can't agree to disagree. We know it's a 96.
Which a black coach was the coach of it is the point I'm making. Who some people say is the greatest team of all time was led by a black coach. It's like heck, so for those saying that Boston is like, yeah, they so racist, we got to get rid of get this nigger out of here. It's like we don't hire black coaches here. Even though we had Bill Russell, Casey Jones, and Doc Rivers.
And that's my thing. I was like, Doc Rivers was recent. That's why I think that was recent. That was was
popular when he was there. Like Celtics were mad when they got rid of Doc. The fans were mad when they got rid of Doc.
Because Champs was his assistant coach. Champs was right there with him, his assistant. Yeah.
But Celtics fans were pissed when they fired. And then like they eventually took to Brad Stevens, but when they first made that coaching change, Celtics fans were pissed. When
they were mad.
Yeah. Hey, why are you gonna get rid of Doc? Like we won a title with him. Like
Doc was a hell of a coach. Yeah. Doc was a hell of a coach.
Won a title and then led them to another finals. Like so, there's because they 08 they won, and then 2010 they went to the finals and lost to the Lakers.
Yeah,
led them to 2 finals. It's like
and Powell got that ass.
And Ron, don't forget Ron Artest, Meta World Peace.
Oh yeah, well he shot his therapist. Yep.
Ron was part of that.
Yeah. But that's kind of
is like Boston has had a history of black coaches, like I said, including when I first started watching basketball, the Celtics had a black coach. That's one of my earliest memories of basketball was the team with all the white boys with the brother coach. That's what I remember about the Celtics as a kid.
My thing is stop playing the race card. You don't have to do it.
Everything
is not about race. And then I did see a friend of mine post about and I was like, I'm glad that he posted that because he was saying it's not just black men that try to take that. He was like, because without the sex scandal for John Edwards, like he may have been president.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been president, but
that whole mess came.
The scandal came out about John Edwards. That scandal came out, and he hasn't been seen or heard from since. So,
and Adam Levine right now is going through
Adam Levine, yeah, more women are coming out now on his ass.
It started with some screenshots were posted. Hey, Adam Levine's wife is pregnant, by the way, too, which is what made this story big. It's like his pregnant wife he's like hollering at other broads and shit. Yeah. It said it's just I'm looking at some of the screenshots right now. Oh yeah, it's definitely a mess. But
what's the synopsis? What are they basically saying? Like, I want to see you. Is it stuff like that? Or because I didn't read the screenshots.
I'm gonna read what it says on the courtesy of TMZ. Where
I just saw that more women are starting to come out.
Posted a series of screen grabs of an alleged combo with Adam Levine, telling the chick to like you distract yourself by fucking me.
Wait, what?
A private video of Adam Levine allegedly sent to her, which he says like he said he is. I didn't watch this video, so I'll skip that point. Yeah. Another woman also posted a series of DMs allegedly sent from Adam Levine, which read in part, "I shouldn't be talking to you right now, but
Then why are you?
yes."
Then why are you? What is you doing, Adam? What are you doing? Continue.
Instagram models to first expose Adam Levine's messages, saying that the two had an affair. Showing one of the messages exchanged what Levine said about the upcoming birth of his child. So this is the one where he talked about his baby. Yeah, he was messing with this Instagram model while his wife was pregnant and shit. Yeah, it's a lot. It's at least like 3 or 4 women in this fucking.
Oh my God, Adam, what are you doing? Adam, are you Tiger Woods now? Are you out here Tiger Woods and these hoes? Like, what are you doing, Adam? You have a wife at home. She's pregnant with your child. Like, the birth of a child is an exciting time. Like, what are you doing, Adam? What are you doing? You out here wilding. I mean, but you know, he is Maroon 5. I mean, so women like Adam Levine. Adam Levine's a sex symbol. Women like him. So, but you gotta have control of yourself. And my thing is, if you're not a person who believes in monogamy, don't get married. Don't do it.
Especially if you're a big time rock star like that. Just
if you know you're a rock star.
Have hoes. You don't have to get married. Just be
out. Poly. Child, Nick Cannon is clearly a poly now. Yeah, he's clearly poly.
Work for him. Now he's just out here.
Yeah.
Now he's just out here.
Yeah, you can clearly tell they're poly. You can clearly tell that it's something going on. I mean, he's trying to be like, oh, we have an arrangement. It's like you got all these women pregnant at the same time. And then that other girl, the pretty girl from the front video, yeah, she had a baby last week by him.
Reporting on Nick Cannon after a while. I said, I'm not going to support this tomfoolery.
When I saw her, because I was like, oh, I said, oh, it's a black girl. I said, okay, not being funny. I was like, oh, so he got an underlying.
Let's be honest. Yeah, Nick Cannon had a thing for mixed chicks. Let's call it what it is.
For exotic, racially ambiguous girls, he does. Yeah. And when I saw the unapologetically black woman, I'm like, okay. And Marcus is like, yeah, that's the girl. I said, that sure is the friend girl, the one that was in the front video. That was her. She's on The Price is Right now. She's a Price is Right model, but she was in the front video. The pretty girl, yeah. And I'm like, oh, but she.
Shout out Kenny Smith's ex-wife who used to be on The Price is Right.
She did her smart though, the girl, because I guess she didn't want everybody in her business because she did document her entire pregnancy, but nobody knew who the baby daddy was. And then on the day of the birth, then it's like, hey, it's him. Because he's in the house. One thing that Candy is going to be, he's going to be at the birth of a child. He was like this, in the hospital room at the birth of the child. So he was there, and I'm sure she probably turned off her face. She turned off her social media post right now.
Yeah, I'm sure she got the fuck out of there after that.
I mean, you can only keep it secret for so long, and then people are going to find out your business. And I'm sure she probably deactivated her stuff now because, yeah. But just don't get married. If monogamy is not for you, and because it's going to be a mess. Like you go out there, because like, let's be real. These girls want to be like back in the day, like how many powerful men had mistresses? It was a thing. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it was okay. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's all right. But back in the day, that was a running gag. Okay. Like the guy is sleeping with his secretary. That was like the running joke. The guy, okay, the boss sleeps with his secretary. Kennedy
was notorious for that. Yeah, Kennedy.
Or on The Simpsons, like they joke about Mayor Quimby, all the Miss Springfield.
You know who he's based on? Mayor Quimby is based on John F. Kennedy. That's who the character.
Yeah, because he has a good. Because he sounds like him.
He talks just like how Kennedy talked. Is like listen to some old Kennedy speeches and then listen to Mayor.
Yeah, Quimby. He sounds like him.
The character is based on. That's why they
just changed his appearance. They made him dumpy to like throw you off because they changed his appearance because like Quimby's not attractive.
Based on John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. And then when they showed his wife was dressed like Jackie because she had the pillbox hat.
Oh yeah, it's like
she had the pillbox hat. Yeah, she had the pink suit or whatever. But yeah, but that's what like they joke about all the time. Like the men in power have these affairs that everybody knows about, but it's like that type of thing. But
Shout out
nowadays.
Stormy Daniels, god damn it. Had to throw that one in there.
But nowadays it's like the women now aren't just happy being like, I just don't want to be a side piece. I still want to be a side piece, but I want my story to be heard too. So let me
us back to Imi Udoka. Like, yeah,
let me release my DMs.
Full circle back to Imi Udoka. Like that's the reason why the Celtics gave him as harsh of a punishment, because I think the woman was about to cause some trouble, is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Probably.
Like I said, these consensual relationships are consensual until they're not anymore. Yeah. Like she probably was like, and we're in the Me Too era right now. So like, yeah, she said, okay, we don't want to look like we're the bad guys. So let's
get ahead of it.
This guys get him the fuck out of there. And that might appease everything. That might make it shit quiet down. It's like, get him the fuck out of it. Instead of like saying, well, there will be a full investigation. Then you got the whole Me Too, like the movement. Yeah.
Because what the story that we heard
and all of that shit will come out there.
The story looks like they had a thing go on. They was doing their thing. She was married. So obviously he was involved, almost married, engaged. And like they were doing their thing. And then like she broke it off with him. And then I guess he was like still saying slick stuff under his breath to her or whatever. And then now she's like, oh my God, like
and probably went to human resources.
Yeah.
It's like I said, she was about to make some trouble for the organization. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Like they didn't the Celtics didn't want that smoke, is why. So they took it out on him, because like this chick was probably about to make some headaches for the organization. So they said, let's take him out and shit instead. Yeah. And that's what it is.
And the season's about to start. And like now they ain't got no
training camp's about to kick off, and they gotta go with you gotta go with the substitute teacher now. You gotta start the season with the substitute. Or would this Brad Stevens come back from downstairs and come back to the bench? That would be a story. That's an NBA story right there. Like mid-season, he fires the interim coach. He becomes head coach, and then they win the title. That's a storyline.
and then they do this at the end. Freeze frame. It's a freeze frame at the end of the movie.
Of the Brad, the Celtics lifting him up on the shoulder. Like, roll credits. Roll credits, like Cinema saying.
But that whole thing is just those are my thoughts about it. Like I said, I didn't do too much on my social media about it because, like I said, I don't know these people personally. So, I'm not gonna.
To me, I said I'd rather just get an episode of the podcast.
Yeah, and then I'm not gonna debate the back and forth, because if I say the thing about like, well, like she's not exempt from getting cheated on, it's not, because I saw so many women being like, now I know that I don't stand a shot of Nia Long is getting. It's like, first of all, don't negate yourself like that. Like. Maybe in somebody's eyes, you might be a Nia Long, because it's somebody for everybody. Like you might be someone's Nia Long. You might be their Nia Long.
Like everybody is somebody's perfect somebody.
Yeah, you might be. So don't sell yourself short. That's the first thing. And then the other part is like anybody is capable of cheating. Anybody
That's
is
what
capable.
I saw from the guys on my timeline about, like, are you a fool for all that? I'm like, anybody is capable of getting cheated on. It's like, yeah.
That's why I'm glad that other
means. Like, but not for that. It's like to me.
That's why, you a fool for messing up your job over some ass. That's what you a fool for.
Fired, a great job. It's like,
you're a great job. You went to the finals.
Yeah.
So it's a chance you could have actually won. Like, I mean, like,
Celtics didn't they win game one? I know they were up at one point in the finals.
The Warriors obviously were. I mean, they're the
favorites, but Celtics led the Warriors at one point.
But
I think they won game one. Yeah.
I have to look back and look. I know that the series it was a competitive series. I know that it was competitive. It wasn't like the Warriors swept them. They didn't get swept. It was a competitive series. Where did it go? Did it go 6? Did it go 5 or 6?
6. Warriors 4-2. Boston
went 6.
Right. And game 3, Boston led 2-1.
Yeah.
Boston was up 2 that game. And then the Warriors won 3 straight after that. It's like they split the first 2, and then Boston led the series game 2-1. Yeah, at one point. In game 3, they won. I'm looking at it right now. So Boston could have won the championship.
Yeah. It was a competitive It was a competitive series.
Once the Warriors decide, okay, let's kill these motherfuckers, then they won 3 straight after that.
They did like a picture in the line, Ocean's 11. He said, "All right, enough already. Do it." When he told him to blow up the car. Okay, just
Games
do it.
4, 5, and 6 were like glorified blowouts for the most, especially 6. It's like
6. Because Steve Kerr was like, "Ain't gonna be no game 7."
Yeah. After game 3, they said, okay, like, let's just kill him. Enough of the bullshit. Let's get it over with.
Because why even open the door for a game 7? Because
especially when they up 2-1, it's like, okay, let's just. Then they won 3 straight after that, and Warriors in 6 here. So, so Boston could have in another universe.
They could have been 17.
Boston could have won banner 17 in an alternate universe, or 18 to 18. Yeah, they got 17. The KG was KG, and then was 17, right? I think, yeah.
So they 18. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I think they both tied. The Lakers and the Celtics are both tied at 17, if I'm not mistaken. Boston wants that number 1 spot alone.
They want the number 1 spot, yeah.
They don't want to be tied with the fucking Lakers. The Lakers tied it with the LeBron 2020 championship.
The one that people asterisk, but it's a championship. They won. They won. Stop asterisk.
Called in the streets the bubble championship.
Stop putting an asterisk on it. They won. They won
because it's LeBron's fault. He caused the pandemic.
Right, they won.
He said, I want to play in a bubble. LeBron James wants to play in a bubble. It was his call. Like he had full.
If you asterisk that, then the 99 lockout one should be an asterisk too.
It's a great fucking video out there. Like every
it should be then.
Discrediting all the NBA championships from like 46 up until present. So every championship you can discredit. It's this video on YouTube. Like I'm gonna send it to you. You would appreciate it. They basically like show how you can asterisk every championship.
Every championship.
Okay, this how because this guy got hurt, so technically it's like everyone.
Because if you look, because we always say a thing like, well, so and so was injured. It's like that doesn't mean like injuries are part of the game. Like when you play at that level at athletic sport,
I don't believe
at that level.
It's like saying like
at that level, somebody may get injured.
But he was injured. It's like
But somebody may get injured. Yeah, someone might get injured. That it just happens, and it sucks if like your star player. Like I said, like, while we lost that series to Philadelphia, Derrick Rose tore his ACL.
Yep.
Well, we lost. But injuries happen. So they beat us. But that's the thing that he's stupid about is that more than anything is that you let some ass mess up your job.
Like I don't see how he comes back. I think they're just going to end up quietly firing him.
They are.
After
but Marcus and I was like, we don't think he's going to be unemployed for long. Marcus said he's going to find another coaching job. Marcus said, I don't think he's going to be unemployed for long. He said, I don't think he is.
Yeah, he probably
who needs a good coach? I'm trying to think which team needs a good coach. Because if I was email, that's why I'd be looking. I'd start, putting my destination board, looking to see who needs
what teams out there like their coaches are on the hot seat there. So there's gonna be some coaches on the hot seat. Okay, like this, like if you don't get it done this year, you're out of here.
You're out of there.
Look at those type of teams. It's like we put a squad around you. It's like, so if you don't win now, it's on you. It's like,
and we keep on spinning wheels because at the end of the day, they want to win championships. That's the goal. You want to win championship. That's the goal of playing. And if you don't, we putting all these pieces around you, still not working. Somebody got to take the heat. Usually it's the coach first. Then if it's not the coach, then they may have to go higher up. Then that's when they may have to get rid of like the execs.
Yeah.
Then they have to do that. But always the coach gets
the coach is always the first one, yeah. The coach is always the first one to go. Then like you start trading motherfuckers after that, and then the executive usually catches it last. It's like the order. It's like,
that's why Gar and Pax like we're there so long.
It lasted damn near 20 years. They said, okay, y'all motherfuckers gotta go. And sure enough, right after they got rid of him, like 2 years later, the Bulls made the playoffs. So
back in the playoffs. Funny how that works. Funny how that works out, right?
Clearly was them, yeah. Well, let's see if Gibbs right now talking about this mess. You've been hearing about this. You hear about the Martha's Vineyard scandal and all of that. You hear about?
I have not.
You didn't hear about what's been going on in political news right now. Political theater, as I like to call it, because it's all theater. It's like, yeah.
And it's an election year right now, so
Republicans and Democrats, they all putting on a show for us. We're the audience. Yeah. Your vote is like your vote is your ticket. That's how you get a ticket to the show. It's like, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say chess turns. We're the pawns. Oh, I'm sorry. We're the pawns right now. So where are they selling?
Okay, Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor. Florida governor.
Yes, okay, Florida. I know him.
He's like who they say might be like a front runner to run on the Republican side for 2024.
24, yeah.
Presidential, because they definitely look for somebody else because Trump ain't it. So like Republicans definitely looking for a new face. So yeah,
that might be locked up in for the Mar-a-Lago shit by then. That's might be locked up.
Yeah, that got bumped off of the front page. Yes, that's how news rolls. But yeah, this story right here is because a thing right now is because with these border states, even though Florida is not really a border, but it's still right there. Like immigrants come there off the shores all the time. Yeah. Immigrants come there all the time off the shore. But these border states, like they I guess you could say gave the blue states, I guess they saying a taste of their own medicine because a lot of the blue states are sanctuary states. They say, okay, yeah. It's like we welcome the immigrants here. Like send them all. It's like like the more the merrier. Like yeah. Mm-hmm. So what they did, what DeSantis, he took 2 plane loads of these migrants. They called them and sent them to Martha's Vineyard basically. Yeah. Just showed up there just unannounced. Say because they're in a blue state. It's like hey, just.
And if you know about Martha's Vineyard seems to be the new. And I may catch some flack, but it seems to be the new spot that like the bourgeois Black people go to because I know several people that go to Martha's Vineyard every year. I know some people that go every year, and it's like the new spot that like the Black elite.
Martha's Vineyard. Your former president and first lady. Obama's, they own a house in Martha's Vineyard.
They own a house there. So like the Black elite,
they're the poster child for bougie Black folks to me.
The Black elite people go to Martha's Vineyard now. Cause like Spike Lee had a thing there when he did like they were like at a party at Spike Lee's house or something he did out there. But like like the creme de la creme Black people are in Martha's Vineyard for the summer.
Look up elite Black folks in the dictionary. The Obama's picture is next to that. So them owning a house makes perfect sense for that.
Like this.
So now this is causing a whole like mess, like politically on both sides, but it's political theater. It's like it's not funny, but it's kind of funny at the same time.
But whatchamacallit did to us too. The guy in the Texas governor sent him to Chicago.
Greg Abbott, I was gonna say that too.
He sent him to Chicago because he sent to Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah. Greg Abbott
did to us.
Yeah, that's Texas Governor Abbott. Yeah. He loaded up a bunch of the migrants and sent them to Chicago and other Chicago.
New
York is getting like a bunch because and these governors do have a point. It's like it says easy to be a sanctuary state when you're not on the border. Like so they got a good point.
That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no. Because like that's the thing about like when people and I'm about to piss off some people with this. When people talk, because like I said, because of what I do for work, and people talk about children should, then why don't you foster a child? It's a lot of fosters. It's a lot of kids that need placements. A lot of kids. People talk about kids. You should like people talk about abortions or whatever. People talk about you shouldn't do that. Okay, foster a child there. Get some of these kids who need homes. And then you start getting. It's easy to talk about what somebody should or shouldn't do if you're not going to.
If you're not stepping
rise up and do it.
Yeah.
It is. Like I said, I do agree with that point because we're not on the border. We tucked away up here.
It's a sanctuary state when you're not on the border.
We up here.
It's like on the border, especially Texas. It's like you got like 10,000 motherfuckers showing up a day and shit at the border. It's like that happens. It's like we saw that live with the Haitian scandal that happened last. Yeah. It's like when it's just motherfuckers just showing up every day at the border. Like it's like you're governor, you got to do something about this shit. It's like so like that was Abbott's solution. Okay, let's fly him. Like you want the bomb? You said you want him. We're gonna fly him to your state.
Like I said, I'm not sure what. Like I said, I'm obviously not a politician, and
And I don't know what the solution is.
I don't know what the solution is, but I know just.
But I get like what these governors, I get their point by doing this. Is like,
right. I know just tacking people on a plane or a bus to like another state isn't the answer, but
unannounced is kind of
that's not the answer.
I get why these governors. But is like if it's easy to be a sanctuary state when it doesn't affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Like to say that, like we treat we accept all immigrants, because you're in the middle of the fucking country, or especially Martha's fucking Vineyard, elite.
It's elite, they got money out there. They're elite.
Yeah, so like it's easy to say that, when a bunch of immigrant Venezuelans,
a bunch of poor persons of color, POC, a bunch of poor POC immigrants show up
trying to make a better life.
Trying to make a better life for their family. That's all they're trying to do is make a better life.
It's easy to accept them when you don't have to deal with them. When it's like, oh, that's Texas's problem, or that's like, Arizona's problem. It's easy to say that.
Here's a thought: why don't we actually use government dollars to like actually have programs that actually help out all states in that type of thing, where you actually have stuff designated just for those instances? So that way, there's a thought right there. I mean, where are your taxes going? Like, where are our taxes really going? Do we even know where our taxes are really going? Do we know?
Brett Favre's pockets. Ooh! That's Mississippi. My bad. Did I say that?
Mic drop.
Let's wrap it up.
You made me laugh with that. Like, where are taxes? That was funny. You caught me off guard.
And that's why you'd never see me vote to like to raise taxes. Like, why? So they can steal more and shit.
My thing is, if you're going to do it, like, actually have a purpose for it. Like, let's actually do what it's supposed to do.
Just to line their pockets. That's their purpose.
Like, let's have a real purpose for it.
That's the purpose, to line their pockets and shit. But I'm going on the whole rants right now. Not another damn podcast episode. Already 278. Doesn't matter anymore. If you like what we're doing, give us a like as well. You know what to do. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Some about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What's good, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube, you can check us on as well, your Amazon Alexa devices, and follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how we do it.
And you can check me out at MSIMAH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SER8GULEY1 on Twitter, SER8GULEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.